Hello there, welcome back to part 2 of growing a bee paradise, in which we try to give the wildlife a bit of a helping hand by growing a paradise of flowers that will attract bees and hoverflies and ladybirds and loads of other insects, just to give them a bit of a helping hand in difficult times. Part 1 you may have seen was back at the beginning of March, where we just started digging over, prepping the soil, and we're now getting towards the middle of May, and it's been a very cold and frosty April, so I've left it kind of a little bit later to actually get some seeds in the ground, and that's what we're going to be doing on part 2. Now, the whole point of this exercise is, this is an outdoors channel. Prefer to spend my time camping and walking in the countryside rather than gardening. So this is to put the minimum of effort in to get the maximum hit of flowers and colour that we can enjoy, but hopefully the wildlife will enjoy even more. So as you can see, as the weather's just started to warm up a bit, there's loads of little seedlings that are starting to pop up now. An awful lot of those will be weeds, but because I've done this before, quite a number of those are going to be self-seeding plants that have dropped seed through autumn of last year. So you don't need to get too bogged down in keeping this weed free or anything like that. Just let stuff come up, and then if you start to recognise weeds or anything that's choking other plants later on, you can just thin it out slightly. But all that we're going to do today is put some little furrows into the ground, as I say, not worrying about what's already there. Get some seeds in the ground, cover them over, and you can either water them in, or if you know it's going to be rainy, I think it's probably going to rain later, you can just let nature do the hard work for you. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just making some furrows in the ground, about half an inch deep at the most. I'm doing a couple of diagonals, say 3 diagonals, and then I'll do 3 straight. Then I'll go back to diagonals again. So the reason for the diagonals and straight lines is by sowing in straight lines you'll be able to have a better idea of where your new seedlings are coming up, but by kind of mixing them up between diagonals and straights, you're still keeping an element of that kind of higgledy-piggledy disordered look that we're actually going for here. But you can do whatever you want, but that's just the way I do it. The idea is you just get some furrows in the ground before we put the seeds in. So now we're just opening the little seed pouches, sprinkle a few out into your hand, and we're just going over these little seed drills very sparingly all the way down, and it's as easy as that. No effort involved really. So as you may remember, I had mixed annuals, I had some cosmos and some clary that Mr. Fothergills had thrown in for free, and I've just evenly sprinkled them over the different beds, and all that remains is to just gently cover them. And just tamp them down with your foot, just gently. You don't have to stomp. And that is about it. Okay, so there you have it. For a minimum amount of effort, you'll get a real blast of colour in a couple of months' time, and the bees and all the other insects will really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you'll come back for part 3 and see the results of what we've done. Cheers now, see you.